Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now, in today's video, we are going to have a look at the BASHER. Yes, the BASHER, which is otherwise known as the AMX 5100, the French Tier 8 auto-loading heavy. Now, when this tank was first into the in the game, it was actually one of the better tanks of this line. Yes, it had no armor, but what it did have was a four shell autoloader. Wargaming changed that, but now it does have a little bit of turret armor at 230 millimeters. So Wargaming have actually give it some turret armor, but only in certain places. So most of the turret is actually quite weak and easily pennable, but it's better than it was. When it comes to the armor profile, it is better than it was. So the DPM 2129, your magazine reload is 20.22. You've got 3 second shell reload, and you've got now 3 shells in your magazine. The penetration on your AP is 244, and on the APCR is 276. 55 on your HE, and your AP your damage is 310 on your AP, 260 on your APCR, and 350 on your HE. So yeah, 310 alpha. I mean, it's okay. The tank is not bad, but the aim time is 4 seconds, which isn't the greatest, but the dispersion is actually very, very good at 0.285, but it only has 6 degrees of gun depression. The speed as well is not bad at 45 kilometers per hour and 20 in reverse. So yeah, I mean, 4 shell autoloader. It was very, very nice. It was the only tank pretty much in the game back then that had to have a 4-shot autoloader almost, and considering you got the tier 9 of this, the 5120 and the AMX 50B, they've all had sort of 3 shells, just 3 shells. So this one stood out, and because it didn't have the armor profile either, you really needed that 4 shell. And I never understand, even with the 4th shell, it was never OP. It was never OP. It was decent, but that was about it. Some people would like it, some people would still hate it, even with the 4 shells. I loved it. I really enjoyed it with the 4 shells. You can be so much more effective with them 4 shells, and because you had the lower alpha gun, it wasn't like you had a 400 alpha gun with 4 shells. You've 310. And you had no armor to go with that either, so you were really relying on those 4 shells, and that was it. Of course, you had the long magazine reload as well, but you know, Wargaming decided to change things. They decided to change it up and only give this tank 3 shells. So they took a shell from this tank, which really did not help the tank at all. It did not help. They really didn't do anything other, if I can remember right. They might have done something, give it more pen, or I don't really know, but yeah, they just took the shell. And Wargaming, you should have just left it at how it is, because the 4 shells was still pretty nice. But obviously, more recently, Wargaming gave it that armor profile, and on paper it does look pretty nice. And if you are in a hold down position, then you can get them bounces. As we can see here, we are getting some lucky bounces, and we've now bounced 560 damage. So yeah, you can still get them bounces now, and that is definitely something that you couldn't do before Wargaming up the armor profile on this tank. Now they've only upped the turret armor. They haven't upped anything else on the hull or the sides, so you do have to bear that in mind, that you do not have any hull armor whatsoever, and you don't have any side armor or rear armor. In fact, side on and obviously the rear, anybody will be able to HE you, so do bear that in mind. And when you do shots like that, I mean, 256, that's not really a very nice roll. 256. So yeah, I mean, I miss the 4-shot autoloader. I really do miss that 4-shot autoloader. I never understand why Wargaming took that in the first place, because it was fine. It was fine how it was. It was never OP. It was never extremely strong. It wasn't even really, I wouldn't even say it was strong. It was balanced, and that is what it was. It was just balanced, and Wargaming decided to change that and make it into a shit tank, because that is exactly what they done. They took a decent tank that wasn't the best of tanks, but it was okay, and they made it shit, and there was no reason whatsoever to play this tank any longer. But then obviously Wargaming gave it the turret armor, and it does now make the tank a little bit better. You can rely on that turret armor, especially if you are top tier. And Wargaming more recently gave it a new camouflage, and to be honest, I love this camouflage. I love the look of this camouflage. I think it looks fantastic, and I like this kind of camouflage. You've got the greener sort of the eyes there. They named it the Basher. The Basher. Does that what it does? Does it bash tanks? Not so much now, but yeah, I think this tank with the camouflage does look absolutely beautiful. It looks really, really good. So well done Wargaming for giving us a new legendary camouflage. There's loads of legendary camouflages out there recently. Wargaming have been releasing these legendary camouflages left, right, on and center. Literally, I've even just bought another legendary camouflage for the KV-1 the other day. It just popped up and I thought, you know what, I'll have it. Why not? I will have that. Even though I don't need it and I'm probably never going to play it, I might as well have it. It's a new camouflage. So Wargaming have been doing that a lot lately. Just all these tanks with different camouflages. You've got the Garn on the E75. You've got this. You've got loads of new legendary camouflages. So yeah, well done. Props for Wargaming for actually making effort on these legendary camouflages. So the idea with this tank, of course, is not to get caught out in the open, because if you are on that reload, then you will be able to get wrecked. You will be able to get wrecked from the enemy team, because you do have that long reload. You do have over a 20-second magazine reload. So always make sure that you do have cover. I like to play it like a medium, just like the whole line, really. You know, the 50B is a very, very quick tank. Then you can play it like a medium. And now, I mean, what makes it funny is Wargaming removed the fourth shell from this like years ago. They removed it years ago, and then now they've given it to the AMX 50B. So the AMX 50B now has a 4-shot auto loader. It would just make sense if they just had the 3 top lines, like the 3 top tanks, tier 8, tier 9, and the tier 10. All to have the 4-shot autoloader. So that is one thing that I would change about the tank. You know, the alpha can stay the same, because again, even given this tank the 4-shot autoloader now without changing anything else, I still don't think it's going to be overpowered. It's going to be strong, yes, with the armor profile as it is as well. It's going to be strong, but I really don't think it's going to be overpowered. And the same with the tier 9 as well. Give them all 4-shot, not just the AMX 50B, but give them all the 4-shot autoloaders. Like, why not? Just show it some love. But if you play it like a medium and you have the support from your mediums as well, so when you are on that big 22-second reload, I think it is, then always make sure that you've got the cover. And if you've got the cover from your teammates as well, then the enemy will be looking elsewhere rather than at you. So nice high roll there, 388. So even though we've got like a 260, you can also get the upwards of almost 400 per shot as well. So just make sure that you play it carefully. Make sure you do have the cover when you're on the reload, and clear up those tanks. If there's a tank with sort of 700, 800 hit points, then make sure you clear them up very, very quickly. But yeah, I like the tank. It is very nice. Wargaming made it look even better with the Basher, but I just think that this will be a much better tank if it did have that 4-shot auto loading gun, just like the AMX 50B is. So let me know your thoughts on the AMX 50-100 Basher. Do you like the look of the new camouflage, and is it a tank that you like? So let me know in the comments below. But for now, I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm Meadsy, and I will catch you all soon. Bye bye.